Hey, come with me while I fix this welder. Picked this up for 50 bucks. Guy said it doesn't work, so I'm gonna run you through the steps of everything that I'm gonna do to troubleshoot, and we could see what's going on and see what we can fix. So, first up, let's turn it on. The light's on, the fan's on. That's all good signs. This trigger does nothing. Okay. Nothing's moving, so let's test the trigger and see if we could start there. Let's get your meter. Set it to continuity. This way it beeps when the circuit's complete. And disconnect the cable. There's 4 wires, 2 are for the trigger, the other 2 would be for a spool gun. So we're gonna just pick 2 of them, squeeze the trigger, see if it beeps. If not, we're gonna move them around until we could find a set that beeps. If it's set beeps, then the circuit from the trigger all the way back to here is good. If we can't find one that's good, there could be a break in this wire, or what usually happens is there is an issue with this trigger. These triggers do go bad. The next step you could do is, if you know which 2 wires are for the MIG gun, you could short them out with a piece of wire and see if the drive motor spins. If it does spin, your problem is in this gun. But we didn't have any continuity here, so let's take the gun apart. This one just has 4 screws. There are nuts on the other side that will fall out, so we got to be sure to catch them. All right, we have our MIG gun open. And you can see we have the trigger with the 2 leads coming out. These 2 wires go to this connector. It uses, I believe it uses pins 1 and 2, and they're labeled in here. So next we could do a continuity test by sticking this in pin 1 or 2. And then the other lead we could touch here or here. And you see this one has no continuity, so this wire is likely broken. Verify that. I already tested this, and we'll go to the other pin. Hold on a second. That one beeps. Go to the other pin. That one doesn't. If they did both beep, the next thing you could do is put your probes at both of these points and then press this trigger and see if it would beep. If it does, that means this trigger is good. And this one does do that, so that means there is a break in this wire somewhere through the line, and it more than likely it's usually in here. These get twisted or yanked on. These are pretty secure. So let's see what we could figure out. Okay, the screws for the collar are off. This should separate. And these ones unscrew. These do appear to be twisted from the factory, so that's good. Sometimes they just lose a connection right here, but this seems to be good. Again, we could test this by putting a probe in one end and touching the wire, making sure this is good. That one's good. That one's good. We can put that back together. The next point they usually break is right here, so we could cut this open with a knife and then take a look at that too. Let's pause for a quick second. If you made it this far in the video, your gun is bad. I would suggest replacing it. A replacement will be 50 to 60, maybe 70 bucks. But for the sake of video, we're gonna keep going. If you take this apart and put it back together, the trigger has to be in a certain way, and this screw is just slightly longer to accommodate for this bracket. So let's keep going. Let's disconnect with the gun real quick. We want to have this mildly straight so we could use it to pull if we need to. So we're going to trim that end. This wire does have tension on it, so if we just cut it, it's just going to unravel. So we want to hold it, cut it, and then we got to find a hole on the spool, like up here, just to shove it through so it doesn't go anywhere. And that is good enough for now. Now, we could grab this end or the other end by the gun, which might be easier, and pull this all the way out. It's easier when the gun is straight, but yeah, this still works. Okay, now we can see where the gun is connected right here. There's a wing nut, so let's loosen this, and then the gun should slide right out. We'll put this out of the way. And this comes right out. This is not my ideal work holding, but right now it's late. That's what I got. You can see there's a boot in here, but let's just cut this whole thing. All right, we got this open. There looks like to be a lot of tape in there, so maybe it was repaired before, or maybe that's what the factory did. Let's take a look at it. There we go, we found our problem. This wire is not connected. So let's peel this back and we'll make a repair. Okay, that is soldered. Let's wrap it up in some black tape, put the boot back on, wrap that up, reinstall it, and test it. Okay, everything's put back together. We taped it up. This clamp was a little bit of a bear to get on, and I guess now we could test it. Motor spinning, solenoid works. I think we fixed it. So those are the basics of troubleshooting a bad trigger switch on your MIG gun. It is easier to replace, but if you have to get through it, you know how to troubleshoot it and repair it. Hopefully this helps somebody out, and thank you.